You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was the Raconteurs. Sometimes I don't feel like trying. That's from the album Help Me Stranger. They're playing tonight at the Greek, actually. And before that was Vanilla Fudge, You Keep Me Hanging On. That's from the Quentin Tarantino soundtrack for the new movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And we're here with Berliner, Terry Nunna.
Hi.
And Dave Diamond.
How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
How you doing?
I can't believe that that's your real name.
It's my real name.
No, not your name, Terry Nunn. I'm kidding. Dave Diamond.
Yeah.
There's a guy who works here called Dave Dart.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get together with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So what's happening, Mrs. Nunn?
Hey, a lot's happening. Album coming out in a week from today, August 2nd.
I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah, with the original Berlin. First one with us together again
With
since
Terry?
1985.
When Love Life came out.
Yeah.
Terry Bozzio?
No, with John Crawford, David Diamond, and myself. We're the original Berlin 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I've got completely wrong. I'm thinking of
Missing Persons.
yeah. I just put me.
Yeah, that's not me, Steve.
You know, you're blonde.
Did you take your meds?
I actually didn't. I should be taking them.
Hey, congratulations, because the first time I was on your show was on that station that folded.
Indie 103.1.
That's right. And you started there.
2004.
And you're rocking and rolling now at the big station with the big boys.
Still doing it, man.
KLOS,
Still
man. I grew
doing
up
it.
listening to this station.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're from California,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Was you born there?
I was born and
I
raised.
think you have to talk on that side.
Why? Am I not being heard? Are you happy now? Okay.
So she was? Okay, go to the side then.
Huh? Yeah.
There you go.
Because you can't see my face now.
Well, no, I thought it was directional because it's like that. But I guess not.
Yeah, your voice sounds different as you go around it.
Okay.
So yeah, David Diamond also grew up here. Did you listen to KLOS?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a big station our
What year
whole
was
lives.
that? What year did you guys start?
Start Berlin?
Yeah.
I joined in 1979. This is our 40th anniversary this year.
So it's 49. Oh, okay, in the late 70s.
Yep.
I thought it was an 80s thing, but you did become more popular in the 80s, no?
Well, we got our
Early
first
80s.
record deal in 82.
Yeah.
So we played the clubs here. But it was thanks to your band, seriously.
Who?
You started, the Sex Pistols started a change in music that wouldn't have happened without you guys. You were to punk what Nirvana was to grunge. Because of you, we got to happen. Just like with David Bowie, without David Bowie, there would have been no Queen, there would have been no Elton John.
Yeah.
He started it. You started the whole explosion of music from arena rock to anything goes.
Yeah.
And because of you, we got to happen, because then it was a level playing field and anything was possible.
Yeah.
And our music was new in America, and it got played because everything was getting played at that point.
Yeah. See what I do for you?
You do a lot. I want to thank you for something else.
Okay.
This is just a love fest, because I think this is my third time on your show,
I'm not sure.
because we did it twice at Indy.
I believe so.
Yeah. And on the second show, you said something off air and then on air that changed my life.
Yeah.
You said, off air, I said, do you know that this madam wrote about you in her book? She said that you frequented her establishment. And I said, are you okay with this? And this was off air.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, yes, she was wonderful. Let's talk about it on air. And we got on air, and you told the whole story about this madam and how great she was. And I was like, whoa. It was so honest. I've told people about that since then, because I was going through at the time something coming out in the press about me. And I didn't know whether to be honest about it or not. And I was tight-lipped. But because of you, I thought, you know what? Yeah, it's true, and I'm going to be honest about it.
Well, what was the thing about you?
It was a penthouse centerfold that I
Okay.
did in 1977.
Well, I think everyone must have known about that.
Well, it had a different name on it.
Oh,
so
your
whenever,
name was different.
Right. So when it came up, I would be like, no. And then it came up again right around when I did that interview with you. And because of what you did, I thought, yeah, you know what? I did. I loved it. It was great. I'm glad I did it. And yeah.
Did you do
And
with that
nothing
guy?
happened. The earth didn't fall apart.
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. Especially these days, it's even, and just people can't wait to tell you some juice
Yeah.
just to get a bit of publicity out of it. It's like the opposite now. What did you deal with that guy though? What was his name? The penthouse guy? He had the Italian name.
Yeah.
Guccione.
Guccione.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
He
you ever
owned.
meet him?
No.
He wasn't around. He was,
I never met him.
Yeah.
No. I met the photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him at a party, and he said, "Oh, I would love to shoot you." And so
Was it a
I said,
spread?
"Yeah." Well, that's what they did in Penthouse, Steve.
No, I don't mean. Spread 'em! But it was like a few pages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Lingerie and all that stuff.
All that stuff. Yep.
What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? It was awesome, and I'm glad because I'm not that age anymore, and so it's nice. Yeah, it's kind of a historical moment that I can always go. Yeah, I look pretty darn good.
Yeah, Playboy wanted me to do a shoot
Really?
a couple of weeks ago.
And you said,
I said, you got a lot of touching up to do.
real touching up.
Really? No, they didn't. Of course, they didn't. But yeah, I did a book. I was a lunatic back in the day
Yeah,
on the sex front. Ain't lying.
I love your honesty.
Yeah.
It's refreshing.
So, so where did you record this album? Hang on, how long, is it all original songs?
Yes,
Alex, pardon. How long did it take to write all the songs?
a long time.
Oh, so this
It
has been
feels like
going
a long
on.
time, Steve. I mean, 2 years really from start to finish. But it feels so long because in the old days, you probably remember, we were working constantly. It would take 6 months from start to finish.
Yeah.
By the time the record label got us in a studio, we had to get it done because they
Yeah.
wanted us back out
Right,
on the road.
yeah.
Now we're on the road at the same time as we're doing records.
Wow.
So it takes 2 years. Doesn't that feel like forever, David?
It takes I think it's also back in the day you had a budget and you had a blocked out timeline on the recording studio and you had 2 weeks. Go do your record and you're done. And now with recording these things with computers and stuff, there's no start date, there's no end date, there's no absolute completion of the thing.
Yeah.
You can keep tweaking as long as you want. And I think the upside of that,
There's,
of course,
there's
is you
an
can
up
do a lot
and
quicker.
downside.
Yeah, the downside
Yeah.
is just that you might start second guessing
Yes.
and rethinking and could we make this better? And I listened to for the first record, Pleasure Victim. This record is sonically horrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But it was what it was, and
Yeah.
we had no chance to correct it. So
Yeah.
it became part of history, sounding that way. And
Yeah.
now I think you've got so many options that's no longer an issue.
When you're put under pressure too, you're forced to come up with the goods.
Absolutely.
When
Yeah.
you've got all the time in the world, it can get sloppy.
Yeah.
It
It can
can
take a
do.
long time.
It can do.
Yeah. It can.
But well,
But
that's
it's
good.
done, and
Yeah.
it's finally coming out.
Do you have a label? Or you're just doing it
We do,
yourself?
Cleopatra.
Okay. Yeah,
I started working with them in 2003 on another project, and they're one of the only honest labels I've ever worked with. They still send me statements on the 2003 project, and we still make money on that. And the guy is, Brian Pereira, is honest as the day is long. So when he was one of two that made offers, I said, yep, I know Brian. He's got this.
Do you make CDs and vinyl with your
Yep,
stuff?
we do. Because a lot of people, especially a lot of our fans, they like CDs.
Yeah.
They like a physical thing you can hold and you can look at it.
Old school.
Yeah.
I
I miss that. I
Yeah.
miss the posters and the pictures on the albums and putting them up on my walls and
We're just old now.
oh, it was fun.
We're just old. It's a new world.
I loved
What's your take on the
it.
vinyl thing? Do you think that this is insanity?
Yeah, David
or
hates it.
I don't understand it.
I really couldn't care less about vinyl or CDs.
Yeah.
I like to get in my car with me phone.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a million songs in it. It's compact. I don't want to be farting around with CDs in a bleeding car.
Right.
That's like, who cares? It sounds the bleeding same.
Right. I get the kind of like
Yeah,
the
true.
nostalgia for the record album with an old record, to hear it sounding the way you remember it sounding when you're growing
Yeah.
up. But I think about just like sonically what we're doing now. I don't know how this works on vinyl. We've got sub-bass frequencies. We've got stuff going on that I'm not sure by the time it's coming out of a vinyl record, I don't know what's going
Might
to sound
skitter
like.
the needle off of the
It'd be jumping all
album.
over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that they're going to fix this in mastering, but but then it's going to scratch, and then it's going to warp, and then they're going to think we need something different, and then they're going to invent CDs, and then when they get through to CDs, they're going to invent MP3s and streaming and
And don't forget 8 tracks.
8 tracks.
Oh, 8 tracks.
I know.
Where
we
it
should.
fade
We
out
talked
and
about
fade back in on the
Totally.
same
We
song.
should do the 8-track version of the record and sell it for $5 more. We will fade out randomly in the middle of something.
I bet it
4
would
times.
sell.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then tapes. You know, cassettes.
Cassettes. Yeah. Right.
DVDs.
I couldn't care less about any of it.
DATs. Remember DATs?
And I hate to say it 'cause
DAT.
people ask me, they think I'm like, going to be one of them guys who love all that stuff. And I always disappoint them. They're like bummed when I say I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But I just can't,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it to be cool or anything. It's just, to me, it's a big pain.
Yeah.
It's a big pain. But people like collecting things. I get that part of it. It's a thing with the turntable and the old school. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not for me.
Do you still have your vinyl? I can't
I
throw
don't
mine
have
out.
anything.
I have
don't.
all my vinyl.
I do too.
I grew up with. They're like my children. They're my friends.
Boxes and
I
boxes.
cannot. Yeah, I can't throw them out.
Yeah.
I'm that way with
They're my
little
history.
synthesizers too.
They're what I grew up loving.
Yeah. Anything I had went by the wayside. Guitars. It all went in my arm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How'd you get out of that?
Get it out my arm.
How did you get it out of your arm? Yeah.
I just, I was grateful, blessed that I actually was given the strength to stop and turn my life around. A lot of people don't. It's a lot
What
of work.
gave you that strength?
I don't know. I just bottomed out, man. I was homeless, but that didn't get me. That didn't get me sober. It was just. I was just lucky, maybe someone's looking out for me. I don't know the reason, and I don't care, other than the fact that I've been sober 28 years, no drugs,
Rock
drink,
on, man.
been 18 years off cigarettes, and
Wow.
I love it. I feel bad for guys I know my age who just struggle, and they look, and it must be miserable.
I'm 27 years off cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did it for 18 years.
How did you quit?
I took a patch. At the time, they were doing a study, and they put this patch on you that was scopolamine, the motion sickness drug.
Yeah.
And it kept me high for about 4 days. It wasn't a fun high, though.
Yeah.
It was dizzy and weird, but I didn't smoke.
Yeah.
And that got me over the hump. And then I wore the patch for it another
Nicotine
week.
Nicotine patch.
No, this
Oh,
was
this thing.
scopolamine.
Okay.
Yeah, and it got me through long enough to stop wanting it.
The craving went away.
The physical craving, but the psychological craving. I smoked after everything and before everything.
Sure.
Before after eating, after sex. As soon as I got up in the morning, all that, all
Yeah.
those habits
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
be replaced with something else.
Yeah.
So that took a while.
It's a tough one, cigarettes.
Yeah, it's the hardest I've ever done. I'm still happy about it.
But I think you can. Yeah, you should be. But I think that now you got these new things, the vapes and blues and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can kind of wean yourself off cigarettes onto them things
What, the vapes?
and all that stuff. I actually prefer the vape, not the one that gives out looks like a bleeding atom bomb just went off, but the other one, when it's just like a little bit comes out.
Yeah.
Blue Easy, whatever they are.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of smoke. I like them because they're not slinging cigarette butts everywhere, and it doesn't
Right.
stink of an
You
ashtray.
don't have the tar.
The
right?
ashtray smell,
Yeah. Yeah, but you're still on nicotine, right?
Yeah, well, I don't care. I'm thinking to myself.
Okay.
I just don't want to smell cigarettes. I
Okay.
don't like the smell.
smoke.
I don't like people flicking cigarette butts out their car, catching fire
Yep.
or whatever. So I would definitely, I'm definitely encouraged the other thing.
Okay.
But that's just my selfish self.
And how do you feel now?
About what?
About your body and being off cigarettes and off drugs and off alcohol.
I feel great. I'm just overweight.
Yeah, well, I'm heavier too.
I eat a lot. But I'm getting good. It's working out. See what happens when you're older? You just talk about stuff like this.
Well, we talked about Vital,
Oh, yeah. Which is an old thing.
Which is an old thing too.
but it's hip again.
Yeah. We're going to play some music.
Okay. Well,
Wait.
what would you like us to play?
Well, we're going to play a song of your record first.
Oh, great.
Right? Transcendence.
Transcendence? Awesome.
It's the title track from the new album out next Friday,
Mm-hmm.
August 2nd. And where can you get it? All the regular places?
Everywhere. Yeah.
iTunes.
Yep. Where do people get records besides iTunes? That's where I usually get records. Where else?
I think the last time I bought a record, there was no such thing as
Well, they do
iTunes.
streaming. People
Yeah.
stream.
Spotify, you stream
Amazon.
it. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Play all those-
Amazon.
all the big
Yeah.
online options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're here with Dave Diamond and Terry Nunn of Berlin. Here we go. Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was David Bowie. I Can't Give Everything Away from Black Star. Then we had New Berlin Transcendence, album out August 2nd. And we just happened to have Terry Nunn and Dave Diamond in the studio right now. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's the first time Transcendence was played on the radio anywhere in the world.
Yeah?
Thank you.
I'm thinking at this moment, all your listeners are thinking that they can imagine a montage scene in Top Gun with that song playing behind it. Top Gun 2.
Okay.
We should get it in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they should
tell 'em.
put Take My Breath Away in that one too.
Give me the phone.
Oscar winner. Come
Quinn!
on.
Quinn!
Come on, Tom. Put it in your movie.
What is it about?
Transcendence is a conversation I had with my mother a week before she passed. We were close, and I asked her what it was like to let go, and
She
I wrote
was,
the song based on what she said to me.
She was dying,
Transcendence.
and she was on life support or
Yeah.
anything like
No,
that?
she was in hospice.
She knew she was going.
Yes.
And what did she say it was like? Because I'm always curious about this.
Well,
Topic.
the lyric will tell you a lot of what she said, but I'll add to it. She said, Terry, I will miss you, and I'll miss everyone I love. But this is not bad. In fact, it's maybe the most amazing experience I've ever had, and I'm kind of excited about it. And I thought, wow. It changed my life hearing that. I thought, I want to feel like that. Transcendence. It
Which-
sounds amazing. I mean, it is. We're all going to do it. It's an adventure. We don't know what's coming, what's going to happen. What if it's not bad? What if it's actually amazing? That's what she said to me. So that was what I wrote the song about.
It's the latest craze. Everyone's doing it.
Doing what?
Dying. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Your voice is so relaxing when you talk. It relaxes my body. The way you called
Again.
out those songs.
Again, see what I do?
Wow, I know. You talk like, it's so relaxing.
I know.
But I know you said you didn't really want to go. You don't want to leave here. You hate most everybody, but you want to stay here.
It's just the thought of not being in this world is what freaks me out.
Yeah. So you like it here.
Well, it's not that I like it. It's like I don't want it to end,
Okay.
whether I like it or not. You know, like some people will just want to kill themselves. They can't handle it. I'm not that person,
Okay.
but I'm more terrified of not being here, if that makes any sense.
Because you don't know what's coming?
Well, this is familiar.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
I'm 63. I've been around in 63 years. The thought of going, it's all over. It's all over. Scares me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone's got their theory. Oh, yeah, but you go somewhere else. There's another place. This is just the start. I don't know if that's true.
We don't
No
know.
one knows.
We don't know.
Everyone's got to predict what they think
Mm-hmm.
is what happens.
Yeah.
It could be just, that's it.
Yeah. But a good friend of mine who's not a woo-woo person, she actually ran a corporation for a long time, so she's very down to earth. She actually did die for 20 minutes. She was clinically dead in a hospital in
Yeah.
Egypt. And she came back to life, and she told me what was over there, and it definitely wasn't nothing. It was incredible. She said, I didn't want to come back. It was
Well,
fantastic.
Hang on, she was completely
Yep.
dead.
Absolutely
No
flatlined.
pulse, nothing.
Flatlined for 20 minutes. And she came back and didn't have brain damage.
Because I was going to say, maybe that could be a thing. We could charge money for that.
Well, the problem is
Put
brain
you out
damage,
for 20 minutes.
Steve.
Well, that's what I didn't know that.
So, yeah, I mean,
Maybe
she
10
should
minutes.
have.
Maybe 10 minutes. A
But
10
anyway,
minute ride. 10
so-
grand.
Hearing from her and hearing from my mom, it was quite illuminating for me
Yeah.
that this might be another story about it. Might be another way to hold it.
Yeah. But then my other question was, when we was talking off the air, was she's in a bed waiting. What if you get knocked out by a truck outside? You ain't got that time to get in the groove of knowing.
But
It
what if
just-
you're in the groove now? What if it's like, okay, it's coming, don't know when, but whenever it does, woohoo! It might be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I think I would like to be.
I don't want to live in fear.
No,
not fun.
no. Well, don't watch the news then. No, I'm serious. I watched a great show last night on Netflix
What?
about. I can't even remember what it was called now, but it's new. It's about the all these tech people that Facebook, all that stuff that Facebook was meant to be about putting people together.
Yeah.
It's actually it's designed with all the information that you give up freely to do the opposite effect. It's made everyone hate each other. You know, it's a great show.
Wow.
It was so.
Did you
good,
agree
man.
with it?
Totally, it's brilliant.
Wow.
It's brilliant.
It does feel isolating. I mean, my daughter's 14, and she's spent most of the summer in her room on screens.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You know, what happened to being with people and getting together and playing outside? And what
Yeah.
happened to all that?
Well, that's because we're old farts, but it's all this info that you give up freely. I didn't even realize what you actually give up, because no one reads the disclosures in them things. You know, when you say accept, you don't know what you're, and it's all this data about you that you just give up, and you don't even know
Who's taking it?
that all this your data's out there being used. I can't remember the bloody show, man, but you got to see it. It's new. It just came on yesterday on Netflix. What is it called?
Are you on Facebook?
I am, but I don't do a lot on it. I'm more on Instagram, which Facebook owns Instagram, but
Okay.
I'm more on I'm more on that. Twitter a little bit, but yeah, I kind of stay away. The Facebook thing, I don't know. It's just too much stuff on Facebook, and that's my point. Is that you get all this weird stuff when they figure out what your fears are, you personally, and then people you follow. It's like a weird, dark undercurrent.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you're just posting pictures of your kids and all that, there's all this other stuff going on, and it's bizarre, man. Because you know we're older, we don't really understand all that tech stuff. We don't really understand it, you know. But there's a whole new people who have got it down to a science, you know. And do you know what it's called?
The Great Hack?
The Great Hack. That's what it's called.
Wow, Mark.
No,
Rock on.
The Great Hack. Listen to me. You have Netflix?
Yeah.
Watch it, because then it'll give you a little insight of what's going on. Because we're older, we're not from that generation. We just think, I gave them my contacts and I gave them this. No biggie. Now I can post silly pictures. But it's a lot more deviant and weird underneath all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you fancy doing an old
I'm kind of excited.
Berlin
No,
song?
I'm not kind of. I'm really excited. We get to play with Steve
Yeah, we're going to
Jones.
play with Steve Jones.
The Metro. You played with this
Yeah.
with us, with Dave Navarro, the last time I was here with you.
At the other station.
Yeah, at the other station. And you rocked it. So we get Steve Jones version
Stevie baby.
of the Metro.
I'm
Okay.
going back to when I was like 14 years old, and I'm in my garage, and I'm listening to Nevermind the Bullocks, and you and I are about to play a song together.
Okay, you're making me blush now. And this is gonna, I don't know all the twiddly bits. I'm just kind of vamping.
I don't know them very well either, so
Okay.
we'll struggle through it together.
Here we go. We're here with Berlin, Jonesy's Jukebox. We're going to do a live version of Metro.
I'm alone, sitting with the empty class. My four walls follow me through my past. I was on a Paris train. I emerged in London rain, and you were waiting there, swimming through apologies. I remember searching for the perfect words. I was hoping you might change your mind. I remember a soldier sleeping next to me, riding on the metro. You were white, smiling as you took my hand. You're so removed. We spoke a winter time in France. Minutes passed with shallow words. Years have passed, still the hurt. Oh, I can see you now, smiling as I pulled away. I remember a letter wrinkled in my hand. I love you always filled my eyes. I remember a night we walked along the sea, riding on the metro.
This is your solo, Steve.
It's my solo.
Yeah, this is your solo, Steve. I remember a feeling coming over me. Steve Jones, soldier turned, he looked away. I remember hating you for loving me, riding on the metro. I'm alone, sitting with the broken glass. My four walls follow me through my past. I was on a Paris train. I emerged in London rain, and you were waiting there, swimming through apologies. Sorry, remember searching for the perfect words. I was hoping you might change your mind. I remember that soldier sleeping next to me, riding on the metro. Woo! That was great. Thank you, Steve.
See what I do for you. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox. That was Telegram Sangam, T-Rex, and we're here with Berlin, Terry Nunn and Dave Diamond. They're playing this Sunday, the 26th, at the Hangar at the OC Fair, and then August 4th at the Microsoft Theatre with the B-52s and OMD. You're doing a bunch of shows with the B-52s?
The tour is 32 cities, both headlining and with the B-52s. Yeah.
When does that start?
August 3rd
That's
in
when it
San Diego.
starts?
San Diego.
Does
August
it just
3rd.
keep going for 32 shows?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, we're on a bus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's all in America?
Yep. And then we go to Europe in November.
Yeah. Do you like going on the road?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do. I like playing is the real reason I make music. I don't like studios.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan, that you're engineer. But to me, these are like man caves. They're windowless. This is not my thing. I
Yeah.
get in and out of studios as fast as possible.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the whole live, fun experience,
Yeah.
making music and with people there, and we're all
Yeah.
happy.
My least favourite thing is rehearsing.
Yeah,
That's such a drag.
it is boring.
And gyms. Gyms are another thing I can't stand.
Gymnasiums?
Yeah, they're like prisons, and they're like weird places. I used to be a real gym rat, you know. I used to get all buff and all that, but everyone's touching everything else. It's just like, ugh.
You germaphobe?
Not a germaphobe, but I just don't. I guess in that sense, I don't want to be holding something some big steroid dude had before me. You know what I mean?
Feeling his sweat on your hands? Oh, the whole room just fell over. And went, yuck. David Diamond likes gymnasiums.
I was going to say, not the whole room fell over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
work
do
out.
CrossFit and kind of keep.
Yeah.
Okay.
David looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you benching? Dave?
CrossFit.
I actually have no idea because we kind of the workouts we do are just a little bit different than the
Yeah,
standard
yeah.
stuff, so they're more
All
kind
right.
of crazy
Well, listen.
combat kind of stuff.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for
us,
having us
Steve.
here.
And good
that
luck.
was quite a thrill.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. We'll see you in a bit. We're going to go and visit the Duke. When we come back, we'll have a bit more. See you in a minute.
Join KLOS.